Dear Excellencies and participants, first of all, in this special celebration of the anniversary of dignified menstruation, I would like to send my best wishes to all of you who joined the effort in promoting and respecting women's dignity wherever they are. I'm here because of Radha and Helen, who are the founder of Dignified Menstruation. They persuaded me to share my view about this issue. As a psychologist, trainer, and activist in sexual reproductive health and rights, SRHR, I had to discuss about menstruation as part of sexual reproductive health and rights information and education. I remember that whenever we discuss this topic, lots of women and participants will mention about this. Saya kotor means I'm dirty, or saya sedang kotor means I'm in a dirty condition whenever they are menstruating. Actually, I never agree with this kind of opinion, but for quite a long time, I didn't know a perfect answer or conclusion into this until Radha insisted me to talk about this in this formal forum with all of you. I start to recall some stories that I have with all the participants and women in my activity. And I even call my friends with different background. I even call ulamas, which is Muslim leaders, and some doctors to complete my thought and exploration. So these are my findings. Mothers never or very seldom tell their daughters about menstruation before they have that. They never preparing their daughters to deal with menstruation, or even for teachers to their student, especially female student. They only give information or teach them when they already have the menstruation. And mostly on how to use the pad or cloth to absorb the blood and how to clean them up. They will tell that they already grown up and they entering puberty without telling these girls what is puberty means. Some mothers and parents hold a small and simple ceremony to mark this event. Sometimes they will invite close relative and neighbor and cook a special dish. In Indonesia, for instance, they will cook nasi kuning or yellow rice or red and white porridge, and they will pray together to wish this girl good luck in the future. Some families are not cooking special dish, but they gather to pray together. Girls will be taught several prohibitions that they cannot pray during menstruation. They cannot go to the mosque for Muslim. They cannot go to the temple for Hindu in Bali Island, for instance. And then they cannot enter some holy places. And this will happen every month until they become adult. When they get married, they also told not to have sex during menstruation. Some years ago, in the eastern part of Indonesia, there is a tradition that when women and girls are menstruation, they have to stay outside the house, in the hut, in the nearby forest, until they become clean after menstruation. This kind of story or this kind of tradition is horrible in my opinion. The stamp that women are being dirty for sometimes every month during menstruation seems to create or fostering the idea that women are not clean as men and that women are not as perfect as the other gender. I come to the conclusion that this form of interpretation leads to value construction, that women existence or value are lower than men. More, men feels that they are more superior and so they have rights and freedom to decide for women, and even worse, to commit violence against women and the girl child. The implication of this interpretation started at home, on how a husband treated his wife and their daughters, and then extend to public sphere, like the male teacher, male manager, male decision maker, male ulamas, male community leaders. They all tend to make a decision for women. The clear example of the violence can be seen in the high maternal morbidity and mortality rates, arranged and child marriage, unwanted pregnancy and unsafe abortion, policy and program in contraceptive use. The practice or implementation of value is severe in everyday life of a woman and the girl child. Unfortunately, religion and culture are in many cases strongly used by the powerful who believe in this wrong concept. I would bring my conversation with my two best friends. One is a female Muslim leader, the other is a doctor. We come to a conclusion that actually menstruation is not a dirty substance. It was specially designed by the Creator to enable women and her chosen partner, if she or they wish to have a child, or for a nation to create the next generation. Menstruation is a natural condition when all the necessary preparation to make a woman pregnant is not used. So the egg cell and the thickened uterus wall will be flow out of the vagina, through the vagina, as menstruation. In this regard, all human beings, including men, must owe a woman who is his mother because he was born through this process. That is why in Islam, there is a story when a man asked the Prophet Muhammad, "Ya Prophet, who should I respect in this whole world?" asked the man. The Prophet answered, "Is your mother." The man asked again, "And after my mother, who should I respect?" The Prophet answered, "Your mother." And so the third answered. Only after, and only after fourth question, the Prophet said, "Your father." For me, this means that the Prophet teach us to respect mothers above anything else. And so the special reproductive organ of a woman has been designed for a special meaning and planning. It should be respected and not vice versa. Rather than having a false perception of menstruation, man and community should make a contribution to this important reproductive process and create a clean and safe, clean and safe environment, including easy access to clean water, to promote better sexual reproductive health for all. I have another perception about why women should not pray or go to the holy places, and also not to allow to have sex during menstruation. My best friend, who is a doctor, explained that the heavy flow of fresh blood during menstruation can cause anemic condition. The women will feel weak. Sometimes she feels dizzy and her stomach will be cramped and painful. So she needs rest in this during the menstruation, during this condition. She needs a privilege to take care of herself till she regains her strength at the end of menstruation. So again, she is not in a dirty condition. And so with the menopause, women When a woman enters older age in her 50th, her health her health condition will slow down. Nature will resume and stop her reproductive function, allowing her to enjoy more freedom to do whatever she likes. How to change this wrong perception and value related to menstruation and women? There is no other way except education. And through value clarification to change attitude and behavior, women needs to be empowered to regain their dignity. Adolescent and young people, this most hopeful group, needs to be encouraged and supported to adopt value which promote equality and respect to women. Men need to be educated, assured, and told that violence and abusive behavior are the most degrading attitude and behavior. I will change the order of my SRHR training module and start with value clarification first before discussing other SRHR topics that sometimes people finding it sensitive. Topics such as sexuality and menstruation, abortion, child marriage, male contraception seems to be creating tension and conflict. And this condition is not well. If not well solved, the whole effort of education will be useless. In early November, I had an opportunity to train adolescent and adult. The adult consists of parents, teacher, ulama, midwife. I added menstruation in the role play of values games, and it's worked very well. It's just the beginning, but I'm sure that it will be useful. With this, I want to end my presentation. Again, it's not based on professional research, but if you are an activist and work closely with the community, especially they who live in the faraway village level, you will see that wrong perception about menstruation is a real fact, and that for me is quite alarming. So remember, women who has uterus and ovary carry out a nature assigned physiological duty for the survivor of the species. And all of us, like parents, teachers, decision makers, politicians, doctors. We have, especially men, has obligation and responsibility to fulfill the needs of women and treated them with respect, to assure that her well-being before, during, and when they enter menopause. Thank you.